Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the Council on Future Conflict, episode 626. We've got liberals still suck and Iran is treading water. So I think we talked about this on Wednesday, but, it's worth talking about if the situation continues. Basically, you've got two big stories. You've got the liberals in America losing their mind, but they're not being super effective. They're just making a lot of noise. And hopefully, now that they're enforcing the noise ordinance in Minneapolis, that'll settle down a little bit. And on the other hand, we've got Iran. Well, Joe, we're seeing some indicators that are more pronounced than other indicators we've seen recently. So who knows? We might have a spicy weekend on our hands, and we also might have, whatever.
Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, who knows? No one knows. All right. Joe, how you doing today?
I am doing well and good. It's the beginning of a good weekend. I got Alan and Linda out here, and it's always fun to have them around talking about helping veterans and things like that for the weekend, and going to be good. Got some other folks coming in from out of town, so going to be a lot of fun stuff. We got lots of big plans. I wanted to share something. Some of the guys in the chat will know this name, but I was going through some of the gifts that got sent here from our wish list, and you can always put a little note in the little thing. And I got one here from a guy named Tony Maleo. And those of you guys who go to the G Camp know who it is. I want to read it because it's funny. He said, "Enjoy your gift. It's a shame Amazon doesn't carry Malort." That is the most Tony Maleo statement I've ever heard. And that's pretty good. Anywho, good things going on. Good things going
on. Watcher, how's life in fulfillment land?
Full of boxes, but also full of dental work. Went and got VA system's great in that you will spend months at a time waiting to get care, and then when you get it, it all just kind of gets crammed in together. So I went in and got like 2 hours worth of dental care yesterday, and then it turns out they didn't do the one thing they had to do before I can go get my surgery. So I get to come back in today for another 2 hours. So I'll be dipping out a little bit early, but apart from that, good. I have so many boxes to take in today. Just an unbelievable pile to take in today.
Well, Watcher, I wasn't going to share this, but you know what? Our good friend and of the show here, Blaine Pardo, shared this, and I thought maybe I would.
Did he get one of his?
No, but I thought this was cool just because, like, I love it when this stuff happens organically and I'm not even tracking it. I'm gonna put it in the private chat there. This is a YouTube link, just so you can track it. It's like a 10-minute video, so you don't have to play the whole thing, but you can play the first little bit. Actually, it's only a 5-minute video. So this is a guy with the handle of Dirtbaggery Book Reviews. Small YouTube channel.
From a campaign that I backed. Oh, I don't know. Was it maybe a year and a half ago? It was a while ago that I backed it. And I've been following along eagerly. So the thing's done. We are apparently finally in the fulfillment stage, which I am super
correct
about. But before we get too far, if you don't know what Land and Sea is, I'm not going to go super in depth because I have a bunch of other videos where I go into.
Well, that's cool. He did a review of the book.
And humans, we have drones. We
did a review of what's in there, and so anyway, he talks a lot about the Land and Sea thing in general, and basically talks about the comic series specifically, and he says that there'll be a web store open, if people want to get other stuff. And he mentions that he will probably Rowan Court nerds. Yeah, well, hey.
Speaking of which, you and I need to have this. We don't have to do it right here, but it should be Doorkickers is the overall website, right? Or should
Well, I
I
don't know if
all
it's
for land and sea?
we'll have to see.
Okay.
I think we put it all together under one.
That was my thought too. I just couldn't think what we would put it under. So anyhow, we'll get there.
Everything, future conflict, Doorkickers, land and sea. As far as my comic, stuff will all be one place, one stop shopping. Anyway, that's nerd out number one. I also have AI fun is never not fun. AI, when used properly, is a tool for good.
Sorry,
and we should also use shame should become a more regular thing. So I'm sure you guys all have heard people talking about, because none of us fucking watched the Grammys, or I think it's the Grammys, right? That she was on. And she gets some award, and she gets up and says, "Oh, we're living on no one's illegal on stolen land," and blah 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 blah. And so so Billie Eilish gets contacted by some Indian tribe who basically says, "Yeah, so about your house, since you're living on stolen land, that's our fucking land. We want it back." And I think, Watcher, on Wednesday, you brought up the fact that a famous lawyer who specializes in land seizure or whatever has taken on the case, and so should be interesting. Well, evidently somebody on the interwebs made an AI video of what this Indian chief and Billie Eilish going into a slap fight would look like. He gets in her face, and then we've got the Joe. You know this guy. Yeah. He stopped crying and he starts smiling.
Yeah, that was a good video.
So yes, I mean, AI is fun when it's fun. When it's not, it's not. All right. I had one other thing I wanted to show. So not AI. This is not AI. Amelia's been making the fucking rounds, and we've been talking about it. And it's probably the most positive thing since Tony Robinson to come out of England. Well, that's saying something, right?
The Amelia cosplays have begun.
Yeah. So this is I won't say a friend of mine, because I've only been on her channel once, but I watched her shows for a long time. Not so much anymore, but hey, it's just don't have time, right? This is that Star Wars girl. She was kind of in the comic skate orbit, and she started doing cosplay several years ago, doing cosplay calendars and whatnot. And this is her Amelia cosplay, and I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it's somebody is doing the shit in real life versus it being AI. So, yeah, Iron Eyes Cody was as Indian as Pocahontas. Yeah, that's what I remember. He wasn't he like Italian or something, Joe?
Just
like
straight up Italian.
Yeah. That's because none of the Native American actors were like, "We're not doing that. That's dumb."
Well, that's just it. It's like, oh, we need a real Indian. Let's just cast somebody who looks like a real Indian.
Well, as far as I
is a real Indian.
As far as I understand it, he didn't admit to being Italian until much later.
Let's be honest. There's a lot of people in America that, and most people aren't malicious about it. It's just the family legend, right? Like, oh, you had like one of your great grandfathers was a full-blooded Cherokee or something like that. Okay, all right. If that's what Grandma said, so why would any white person back in the 70s lie about something like that? I mean, that's not the kind of like thing you would flex on, but it kind of always was a little bit of a flex. So I don't know. Nobody in my family ever said there was any, Indian blood, but hey, wouldn't hurt if there was, I guess. All right, gentlemen. Anything else we need to talk about that has nothing to do with anything that is relevant to the show?
You know what? Saying the Indians brought something up. Guys, go out and follow the Ghost Dance account on Twitter, because we're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff. If you've got one of, where's mine? These scalper patches, right? You should be following and joining the Ghost Dance account. We're going to be releasing a lot of cool stuff. about training opportunities all across the country and land that people are picking up to share as a training center. Joel Gaines and I have been asked by our good friend 338 Little Brother of War to help him with this project, and I think it's a great thing. So check it out.
Is this the Scalp.com
Yes.
account?
Yes. Yeah, that's what it's actually called. What you have the app right there? We can throw it up on in the chat or something.
Yeah, I got it. Let me.
It's going to be a pretty cool thing, and it's meant to bring more guys together. And we'll be holding an annual event next year. So.
And
Right, there we go.
You did just give me a perfect transition. Because speaking of taking scalps.
Yeah. So first, so you have to. We
Ghost Dance are right here.
Let's see. First up today on the show, Marines. Hold on a second. Marines secure flag detained by WHO. The World Health Organization refused to return the American flag that hung out in front of it, saying it was not approved. It had not approved the U.S. to withdraw from the agency, and that America owes them compensation. Good news: your local neighborhood Marines now have the flag. This is from the U.S. mission Geneva. UN Geneva and our Marine detachment are in possession of the American flag that hung at WHO. The flag dedicated to the American lives lost during COVID is on its way back to the United States to Secretary Rubio. Promises made, promises kept. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. They either did it on their own, and it was one of those kind of things. Why criticize them when we could just lean really super hard into this? Or it could have very well been like, hey, boys, go over there and get that fucking flag.
I'm sure it started out in the team room over a couple of beers, and it just happened. I like how they just say that we're in possession of it. They don't say how. They're like, we fixed the glitch.
Tactically acquired.
Well, it's one of those kind of things. This is might be a perfect example of sua sponte, right? Of your own accord, and you just kind of roll out.
Gear adrift is a gift.
Let's see.
Exactly right.
Man, so there's some like real shit talking going on by the WHO. Although the United States was a founding member of the WHO's and the WHO's largest financial contributor, the organization pursued a politicized bureaucratic agenda driven by nations hostile to American interests. Okay, so this is the statement by Rubio and the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Kennedy. Let's see. In doing so, the WHO obstructed the timely and accurate sharing of critical information that could have saved American lives and then concealed those failures under a pretext of acting in the interest of public health. Even on our way out of the organization, the WHO tarnished and trashed everything America has done for it. The WHO refuses to hand over the American flag that hung in front. We got that back. Arguing that it has not approved our withdrawal and in fact claims that we owe it compensation. From our days as a primary founder, primary financial backer, and primary champion until now, our final day, the insults to America continue. Yeah, this is
check out the rhyme I just made because of this event, because of this story.
But while we're doing that, Durna. Exactly correct. Guy down
exactly right.
Yeah, 100% about that. Right here. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm checking out your missive, your poetic missive.
Yeah. I realized I forgot to do it the other day, and then I was just like, "Oh, this is perfect."
We don't want to brag, but some Marines played capture the flag. Very good.
Listen, it's also a little known fact that if you are a Marine and you've had more than 2 adult beverages, you put on your watch cap to conduct shenanigans, you are invisible. No one can see you. This is Marine Corps lore. Yeah.
Oh, I have an update. I'm just sharing it privately. When we get there, we can talk about it. This is amazing.
I thought we talked about that earlier.
Yeah. Did you catch the second part?
Oh yeah. I got that. Yes.
I can imagine how this went. The gunnery sergeant walked in and said, "Here, Mr. Ambassador, here's the flag." And the ambassador was like, "Oh, so you worked out something with the WHO people?" "No, sir. I said, here's your flag."
So the next story here is this is like the cautionary tale, right? For this is from Europe to America.
Do I have the wrong one?
You got the wrong one. That's the first one from segment 1.
Oh. Give me just a moment. You get all 3.
My God, what have they done to our country? That one.
I do have to say though, as long as I saw Holman's face on the screen, it reminds me of my new favorite. Holman, what is best in life?
All right. All right. So this is Remix News. Just fair warning, this is a right of center news agency. I agree with almost everything they report. That being said, it's just important to understand where they're coming from in the political spectrum. It says here, after returning from Poland, French journalists said, it's true that after coming back from certain countries to France, you can say to yourself, my God, what have they done to our country? And it's true that Poland is still Poland, while France is no longer France. The reality is that Poland of 40 years ago is the same as Poland of today. France today is nothing like France of 40 years ago. And immigration, of course, is partly responsible for this. Many Western Europeans have the same reaction after returning from Poland, which is basically the same demographics as 40 years ago. Poland is also a vastly safer country for women on the streets. Finally, in Poland, young girls go out freely without fear. Obviously, in Poland, there are young girls who are dressed however they want to be dressed. They don't censor themselves. This is the journalist continue on, by the way, which is no longer the case in France. I had to go out on Saturday night in Paris, and a lot of young girls self-censored how they dress. This is not the case in Poland. As I have seen, you can walk around freely around Warsaw at any time of day or night without worrying about your safety. Which
What
is
a way to say he was just checking out chicks in Poland.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, at least he's not gay, I guess. That's one thing. Let's see. Okay, am I afraid to go out of my own safety after certain hours in some neighborhood? And the answer is yeah. As a man, he is still afraid. So anyway, cautionary tale on what happens when you've got that buyer's remorse, right? Which is exactly what they have. And in Spain, they're fucking doubling down on it. I mean, Joe, the Andalusia will return.
I'm telling you, the whole Spain thing is absolutely ridiculous, given the fact that was the country that launched the Crusades, right? The Reconquista was the beginning, and we went on from there, and now they're bending the knee voluntarily. You would think that institutionally, as a nation, they would have a collective memory that, hey, this is a bad thing. But no, suicidal. Crazy.
Guys, breaking news. That guy, the guy who got arrested, what is it, Antifa Kyle Wagner guy? He claims he's a Satanist as well.
Oh, shocking.
I know, right? Shocking. I
didn't need him to say that. I mean,
I find that hard to believe. Said no one ever. All right.
I would say demon possessed, but hey, same thing.
Well, at least he knows, I guess, right? Oh, this is I don't have this in there, but this is worth a odds and ends like a point 2.5. Joe, did you hear that the Russians are pissed now that they turned the Starlinks off?
No.
So it says here, after Starlink was switched off, the Russian soldiers, the soldiers of the Russian army are asking for donations to buy equipment. We've lost communication, complained the occupiers. And of course, is a Ukrainian outlet that's saying this, but I've seen other sources that confirm this stuff independently. They claim they have no radio bridges or stations for offensive operations repelling enemy attacks. That's actually kind of interesting, Joe. The fact that, and I had heard this somewhere else. So tactical comms, right? But then it goes back to a repeater that's attached to like a satellite uplink, and then in this case, I guess it's a Starlink, and then using
this is actually a project NC Scout and I are working on at the moment.
So yeah, I think that's super interesting.
From Montana to North Carolina. So
yeah, using satellite internet to bridge the gap, right? Is that how you guys are doing it?
Yeah. But I will point out though that this anti-Starlink and anti-Elon Musk story comes out in a week in which all of Europe is anti-Elon Musk. So
shocking.
Isn't that weird?
Right?
So I'm just saying.
Well, they got to get back at him for lining back up on Trump's side of the fence.
Derna points out that the Russians have been using field telephones. I keep saying this: TA1 wire has never been beat. Right? It is the way to go. If you can find an old set of field phones, get them. They are the most secure comms you're going to get.
What is it? The TA3, the 312. That's the one with the
Yeah.
All right. Moving on next. Yep. So this is the story that the Watcher was intimating earlier. U.S. secretly deporting Palestinians to the West Bank in coordination with Israel. Palestinians arrested by ICE are being flown, bound, and shackled on the private jet belonging to an Israeli-American tycoon.
Patriot.
That's close to Trump. Investigations reveal.
I saw this shared with the title, Ask Not Why They're Being Flown on a Private Jet. Ask why more people with private jets aren't lending them for deportation efforts.
Yeah. I mean, it eliminates a lot of red tape and costs.
Let's see. The United States is quietly deporting Palestinians arrested by ICE to the occupied West Bank by a private jet, with 2 such flights taking place in coordination with the Israeli authorities since the beginning of the year. Part of a secretive and politically sensitive operation revealed through a joint investigation. 8 Palestinian men shackled for the entire journey by their wrists and ankles were flown from an ICE deportation hub in Phoenix, Arizona.
They were prisoners, so
yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. And they were probably all felons too, by the way, not just the misdemeanors of going across the border illegally. And arrived in Tel Aviv the following morning after refueling stops in New Jersey, Ireland, and Bulgaria. After arriving at Ben Gurion Airport, the men were put on a vehicle with an armed Israeli police officer and released at a military checkpoint outside the Palestinian town Yalin. Talk about here you go, not a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out, but you asked for this and we voted for it. The same private jet, which belongs to an Israeli-American property tycoon, I think they meant to put Patriot there, who is a friend and longtime business associate of President Donald Trump, conducted an almost identical journey on Monday this week, but the number of passengers on board and most of their identities remain unclear. According to the people familiar with the details, the 8 men deported on the flight, the first of which was reported in an Israeli newspaper, are residents of the West Bank towns and cities, including Bethlehem, Hebron, Silwad, Ramun, Bin Nabir, and Aram. Some of them have held green cards. Several have wives and children and close family members in the U.S. Some have been detained in ICE facilities for weeks, and at least one was held for over a year.
Let me point out a little switch they do there. Some of them have held green cards. One, that doesn't say any of them have one now.
Right.
And 2, green cards can be revoked.
All you have to do is break the law. It doesn't even have to be a felony to have your green card revoked. I mean, theoretically, you don't even have to break the law to have your green card revoked. You just have to say the wrong stuff, which is basically it's like so when you get a green card, Joe. I don't know how much you know about the process. Like I had to do it with my wife, so so I am fairly familiar with it. Not only is there a pretty involved test, like you have to like learn all the answers to all these civics kind of stuff that most average Americans nowadays couldn't fucking answer. But there's also there's an oath, or I can't remember. It's some sort of a kind of a swearing where you have to swear, and everything you say is true. Yeah, something along those lines. And I can't remember. I don't think it's allegiance. I think it's different. But point is that when you say certain things, you're essentially breaking the oath. And so when you break an oath, then you break the deal.
You get held accountable to it.
Exactly right, and that's just it. Most of the administrations never held anybody to account.
It literally says it's green card oath. So.
Is it? Yeah. I just don't know. I don't know if it's an oath of allegiance or if it's an oath that everything you said.
Renounce allegiance to any foreign prince, state, or sovereignty.
Yeah. Then it is an oath of allegiance. So anyway, yep, I think this is good news. Good news. We'll see them probably protesting sometime in the near future there in the West Bank, I'm sure. Should be fun. All right. Joe, you want to talk a little bit about tactical-wisdom.com?
Sure. We are continuing our series on getting prepared for unrest because unrest is what's in your future. Let me just point out that capitulation to leftist demands doesn't end the unrest. It actually makes it worse. And so we'll continue talking about that. Our next article will come out over the weekend about preparing yourself. We've already done your car, your communications, and your home. The last one will be self. And if you want to see that as a video, there's a 2-hour video from last Friday over on our locals page, but you do have to be a member to check that out. So not only do we have tactical-wisdom.com where you can buy my books and sign up for classes and get radio programming services on the consulting page, but you can also head over to tacticalwisdom.locals.com, become a subscriber, and get more intelligence, insight, OSINT stuff, and a lot of training videos and discussions on there. We generally get the news out about 20 to 30 minutes before the rest of the media because we get a phone call and we say, hey, this is about to break. We put it out. So check it out. It's a good service. And hey, consider coming out to a class. While I've got you, check out Mountain Readiness West. We had some planning discussions yesterday about it. We've got a bunch of people already signed up, a lot of you in the chat. And we've got some more vendors signing up. For those who've been here before, Brent Weir is going to come back out and teach some more medical courses and do some good stuff. He and I chatted yesterday. Going to be a lot of great stuff at Mountain Readiness West. So come check it out.
Very good, very good. So I have rewritten the brushbeater.com brushbeater.store radio ad. So bear with me. This is, like I said, it's the first time on the new version here. All right. In the midst of rising tensions across America, protests flaring in major cities, political violence simmering, uncertainty driving domestic unrest, reliable communications and preparedness aren't optional. They're critical for staying informed, coordinated, and secure in your community or group. Brushbeater Store delivers the gear and training built for these real-world challenges. Anchor your setup with the Radtel RT950 Pro, a high-performance handheld radio featuring built-in spectrum analyzer, multi-band coverage, including CB, ham, GPS, and robust transmission power. Monitor signals, detect activity, and keep comms alive when networks fail. Pair that with the Tactical Communication noise-canceling headset for crystal clear audio in noisy, high-stress environments, hands-free reliability during patrols, watches, or team ops. Gain deeper insight into, with the Tiny SA Ultra Spectrum Analyzer, a portable powerhouse for scanning frequencies, spotting interference, and identifying threats, giving you superior SIGINT and situational awareness. And of course, transform that hardware into true capability by signing up to the RTO course. It's a 3-day combat-proven training in field procedures, creating signals, SOI, signals operation instructions, frequency management, and operating in austere, unconventional scenarios. It's hands-on skills for effective group comms under pressure. Beyond these, explore Brushbeater's expanding lineup, radios and antennas, thermal and night vision, optics, manual books, tactical gear, logo apparel, freeze-dried survival food, and now a growing selection of rifle and pistol magazines to round out your preparedness needs. Get the RT950 Pro and build your net at brushbeater.store/collection/handheld-radio-HT, or enroll in the training at brushbeater.store/collection/training. Use code CFC10 for 5% off all radios, accessories, and courses. Orders over $100 ship for free. Big thanks to Matt and the store for providing the Council on Future Conflict while unrest grows. Head to brushbeater.store, enter code CFC10, and form the connected security presence your community needs.
By the way, Matt listed 2 classes yesterday in Montana. So the 12th to the 17th of June, Matt will be here in Montana. So sign up for that. That'll be a good time. He's doing RTO and SIGINT. Great courses.
Is he driving out or is he flying?
He generally.
I assume he's driving. Yeah, that's what I would assume. What do you guys think? Format's a little different, little more narrative. I think it's less listy.
Yeah, that was good. Actually, I have most of the gear that you talked about. That's bad. I'm in bad shape. Actually, the Rattler is a great thermal sight. So.
All right. Sorry, I'm reading one, trying to multitask. I'm not very good at it. All right. Next up, liberals still suck.
Holman, what is best in life?
Let us start. Let us
Sorry.
start with a good old Tom Holman.
We got to look for that 10.5 million illegal aliens that came across that border. We got to look at that's in addition to 15 million already here. So now the roles change. Now Border Patrol is backstopping ICE on the interior. It's working. Record numbers of removals, arrests. Right now, we already have a record number, historic number of arrests and removals this fiscal year. And we'd bring on 10,000 more agents by mid-January. And we're going to blow this historic number out of the water next year. So everything's working good. It's still under the leadership of acting director Todd Lyons, under the leadership of Secretary Noem. The results speak for themselves. The agents out there doing what President Trump promised he'd do is make his country safe again.
I mean, he says it pretty clearly. They're getting the job done. Bovino's been really in the news a lot lately, but Holman, you can tell just from the tempo and the kind of operation that at no point has he been away from the policy on this one. Joe, I mean, I rate Holman pretty high in the pantheon of Trump advisors. Where is he on your scorecard?
No, he's pretty solid, and ironically, you would think he would get bipartisan support since he was DHS director under Barack Obama, but he doesn't. Something's changed. Weird.
Yeah,
he's a pretty solid dude.
Yeah, 100%. Watcher.
It's just beautiful. What can I say?
It's
I'm only sad that you turned to me too quickly, because I'm trying to find a good image of Arnold in that, and then have him. Yep, there we go. So finally found the good Arnold image. Now I got to find my good Holman image, and then I'll get the mashup.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's stop talking about Homan and let's watch his guys in action. So we're seeing the action continue. They are absolutely doing. They're absolutely doing what we voted for. And I'll be honest with you, Joe. It seems like their operations of the last few days, while still encountering a lot of protesters, I think the protesters are dialing it back a little bit. Since a lot of them have started getting arrested, but they seem to be pretty damn effective despite the disruptions. I guess this is a bunch of Somalis that were protesting.
It's going to be funny when they just go up and shove them out of the road. What do these people think filming is doing? What are they accomplishing with that? Nothing. And that doesn't, to me, look like it's very dialed back.
Well, I mean, like they're not forcing the agents to shoot them.
Okay.
Because I think when they get out of line, they're getting arrested now. Whereas maybe kind of in the early days, a couple of weeks ago, maybe they weren't as aggressive at arresting people that were impeding. We're starting to see them do things like ring around the posies, possible posies, kind of that, like actual anti tactics that they're doing.
Well, the reports on the ground are that they're getting, in my opinion, smarter about it than that. They are keeping people away from the operations, but then they are basically recording these people. And in the past, where they were basically threatening them, like, "Hey, we know who you are. Stop." Now they're just like, "Okay, well, you showed up twice, and so now we're showing up at your house at 5 a.m. Going to jail. Bye." Apparently, a lot of the signal groups have been talking a lot about that, how people seem to be disappearing. People from these groups that are organizing and like telling other people to go seem to be disappearing from their beds early in the morning. Oh no.
Yeah, they're getting arrested at 4 a.m. I mean, that's when I would arrest them.
Yep. Totally did not see that one coming.
Well, that's the old thing, right? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right?
Well, here's the thing. He was all about, we need to be killing ICE agents. You need to arm yourselves to get in the street. He didn't do any of that. He literally just walked down the stairs crying. I mean, it's just all these people who say, I'm going to resist and I'm going to fight to the death, and then don't. Look, man, make a stand on your principles. Back up what you said. I'm not saying I want him to, but I'm just saying it exposes the fraud that he is, right?
Facts.
He wants you to die for his cause. He's not willing to do so himself.
Right. Yeah, 100% what you just
he himself said, I'm ready, I'm willing to die for this, and then did not.
Immediately bitched out.
Immediately did not.
All right, so this is obviously not in. Let's see, let me get this one. Pull this one up here. This is the third one, right? Yeah. Sorry about that. Or maybe this is Minneapolis.
Yep.
Yeah, Minneapolis police have declared tonight's anti-ICE protest an unlawful assembly and have ordered everyone to leave immediately or they would be arrested. Joe, how effective do you think this is? I mean, I guess it's effective if they're actually arresting people, right?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to wait a week and see, right? If the numbers start going down, then it's effective. Or if they start resisting, it's effective because they don't want to be involved in it. There's an LRAD sitting there on the front of that vehicle. That's an interesting car.
Yeah, it's a Jeep with an LRAD mounted on the front bumper. That is very interesting. What is it? LMPD? What is that?
UMPD, University of Minnesota. Oh, look at that guy. Sir, get out of the road. It's
Are you a
man.
man?
No, it isn't.
That guy's got a saxophone.
Yeah.
I thought it was a machine gun, John. It's a saxophone. Well, you shouldn't have shot him. Well, he shouldn't have had a saxophone slung like that.
And this also exposes how willing these people really are to risk arrest. Every one of them is walking like they were told to do. So we'll see. We'll see. A saxophone with a folding stock. Well played, Blaine. Well played.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Concealed saxophone. Nobody ever said.
But they're not just stopping them on the streets. They're also stopping them at the hotels. I hate this so much. I'm sorry. This pots and pans thing is so annoying.
Yeah, I don't think Ford Fisher's out there on the front lines anymore doing this, but maybe it's because his fucking hearing is shot now. So here's what's interesting here, Joe. Do you remember there was a full on like throwdown, and I don't think it was at this hotel. I think it was a different hotel, but this is in front of the Hilton Hotel where ICE agents are staying. They've got barricades lined up, and they've got a police line there. So at what point do we start turning hotel facilities into FOBs, so the federal agents can operate out of there?
Well, I also happen to know that several of the tactical teams are operating out of literal FOBs in the area, mainly because I mailed something to some of them. But
they're operating out of the the National Guard or Reserve base nearby.
Yeah, this one went to a naval facility. So, and those are the ones that needed a little bit more because they were doing the more kinetic things. So, I want to point out that guy, there's a guy there with a backpack with a large stick sticking out of his backpack. He didn't bring that stick because he wants to be peaceful right there.
Yeah.
So, interesting. We'll see how it develops over the next week. Let's see. It's going to be funny when they learn that there's actually nobody operating out of there, right? That they all left and went somewhere else.
In the best sense of fuck around and find out that I've seen in a while, our favorite tranny Satanistic Antifa member got rolled up and put in the hoosegow.
His building super refused to open the door.
So they smashed the window, right? You can see the broken glass everywhere right there. That's not going to fucking stop us. Minneapolis... this is HSI, Homeland Security Investigations,
yes.
Right? So
these are actual counterterrorism guys. They didn't send ICE on this. These were terrorist hunters.
Yeah, because this guy has I'm Antifa. It literally says on his fucking shirt right there. If I remember correctly, some places, some of the federal agencies or federal have actually said that Antifa is a terrorist organization now. Or something. Didn't they get a federal designation on that,
yes,
Joe?
They did. I guarantee you that some federal agent in his room, as they were hooking him up, said, "Oh, here's a shirt you can wear." He grabbed that one off the top of the guy's dirty laundry pile and said, "Here, put this one on."
How apropos.
For the photo op, right?
Yeah. Exactly right. All right. Minneapolis apartment complex. Antifa Kyle was living and refused to open the door for DHS despite having a criminal warrant in hand. So that's not just one of these administrative warrants. That's a criminal warrant. And I think the apartment super might actually face charges on that as well. I may be right. I may be wrong on that one, but
obstruction sounds likely, but
yeah.
We'll see.
Let's see. They broke the glass and entered anyway. And of course, a bunch of leftists started screeching about it. This shows that even if Schumer gets his way and forces ICE to have judicial warrants for all 20 million illegals, Democrats will still obstruct and impede. Stop negotiating with Democrats. I firmly agree with that.
Yeah, that's a non-starter. By the way, that's not going to happen. They're not. Nobody's going to agree to that.
Yeah, they can't claim it's just an idea when this guy come down the stairs wearing an I'm Antifa shirt.
Yeah, this guy, this is a long time coming. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. And it's kind of just good to see that ICE is actually out there, or not ICE, but the feds are out there actually taking down the guys who need to be arrested for sure. And not just the illegals that need to be arrested, but the actual, criminals out there that are putting people at risk. All right. This next one is a San Antonio. I don't know if I have it or not, but we got another hard R call out by. It's amazing how quickly the racial invective comes out of left-wing white people.
Leave him alone.
I just kind of like this. I mean, this guy is obviously he's obviously Hispanic, the guy who's standing right in front of her, but she's sitting there yelling in Spanish for her friend or husband or whatever he is. Booty call.
He has his permit. Leave him alone.
He has his permit. Well, that doesn't mean anything. Put him in a cell with P. Diddy.
A permission slip from who? From me. Oh, okay.
Why the are y'all arresting him?
Ma'am, that's just a piece of paper that says I can do what I want.
Yeah, right.
Here, part. I want to hear what this guy says here.
Look at that guy. They got OSA over here to come talk to him.
Yes. What does he have? He has his.
They're arresting him for being outside of his house in pajama pants.
Pajamas, that's right.
License.
He has his license.
No, why are you taking him?
We ran him. He's here illegally present, is he not?
But he has his permit.
Permit
Yes,
for what?
to work.
Okay, work authorization is not legally here. Do you understand that?
But we're working on him.
Okay, I understand that. But does he currently have papers? Is he a resident right now? Does he currently have
He's
anything?
working on
No.
it.
Does he currently have it?
But he's working on it.
Listen to me. Working
You
on
can't you can take him. Why are you taking
it.
him?
We can
No,
take
you
him.
can't.
Yes, we can.
No, you can't.
Besides, all this was for
Give me
business.
his phone. Give me his phone. Amor, te voy a sacar de esta, te lo juro. Mi amor.
We're going to
You, dude.
This guy here with the face mask that's on the camera most of the time, he's like, it is so fucking cold up here. I want to go back to San Antonio or Eagle Pass where I normally.
You're gonna have to wait.
Listen, hey, look. Mi amor, yo voy por ti. Mi amor.
He's being busted by the fashion police.
Te lo juro. Mi amor.
Wayne, you got the link, man. You're killing it this morning. Get in here and
Oh, he's got a fine woman too. Just look at her.
Don't touch me. Don't.
Uh-oh, they bring the Latino over there.
Latina versus Latina. I think I saw this once.
No. Let me just get his phone, please. At least, can I at least get his phone?
We're gonna have to have you step out of the way, okay?
Can I get his phone?
Well, he'll be able to call you at the station, okay? Just step out of the way.
Oh my God, dude, y'all are a piece of.
Why is she so insistent on getting his phone?
Because all her nudes are on it.
Please no. Why would you do that? Oh. I was just more thinking about his gang contacts, but you're over here with her nude. Oh, bro. What would be the point? Never mind.
Nope.
I'm just here for the content, my friend.
Yeah, it's always that take her too. That's what that's probably what the older guy said when he leaned into her. Listen, you don't want us to look too deep into you, do you? Oh, okay.
The chat has responded appropriately. Jay Clark comes out.
You got an admonish from Jay Clark, yeah.
I'm not going to be able to unsee that mental image. I mean, it doesn't, I'm not thinking about it because I don't want to scour my brain with.
It didn't help that her reflection popped up right when you said it.
Sometimes you can't beat timing. All right.
Durna. You can't fit 6 terabytes on a phone. Let's just put it
our chat never lets me down. That is for sure. All right, here's another one. I think we're back up in Minneapolis for this. By the way, that last one says was San Antonio. So man, it looks fucking cold in San Antonio.
Blue Street! Our Street! Blue Street! Our Street!
I'm gonna try and manage this chat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just turn it down a little bit so we don't have to blaring it. So let's see. ICE continued operations throughout Minneapolis and adjacent cities today were frequently confronted by crowds with the whistles condemning them. Whose streets? People chanted as ICE agents carried tasers and mace while others changed the tire. Oh, that's right. There was a car that they had a flat tire, and did you see that woman try to steal that thing from him?
Yeah,
I don't know what it was. He dropped. So go back. It's kind of happens fast if you're not watching.
She slaps it out of his hand and then kicks it so that she can try and grab it.
Yeah. So somebody dropped it, and then and this guy's no.
That was actually a pretty sweet hockey move. He back passed it to the guy behind him.
Yeah. San Antonio is in the 50s. It's freezing here. Here's the thing. Like I spent January into February. No, I guess it was February I was in, and then the winter like in November and October, and it was so nice in San Antonio that time of year.
Look, it was 55 degrees here yesterday.
Dude, it got up into yesterday. It got up into the mid 40s, and it felt so good. Like I didn't have a coat on, and the sun was out. I was actually hot inside my car. So I mean, what does ERO stand for again?
Enforcement and Removal Officer.
That's some big boys right there. You call out the heavy hitters. Yeah, I think this is where they were changing that tactical tire change. Corgi, member for 46 months, says, all I got to say is to Torta screaming, you can't, is CC Pueda, cabrón. Oh, 180th anniversary of the Alamo.
Those agents are changing a flat tire. I wonder if somebody used caltrops on them.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. There was no indication in the story about something like that. But Joe, you know how it is. It's like literally they could be throwing things at the tires from the side of the streets.
Yeah.
And unless it blows out, they'd never know. I tell you, it's exactly this reason. So this actually brings up an interesting tactical kind of problem, right? If you're out in the world and there's hostile people around, you want to make something like this happen as quickly as possible. And so if you can afford to adding a battery powered impact wrench into your kind of vehicle preps is absolutely something that it was one of the first things that we started buying when we went to Iraq. It was battery powered. It was like 18-volt battery powered.
Yeah, it's where Ryobi kind of excels because they have the same battery for all their stuff.
Right. I think a lot of the companies do that now, right? I mean, everybody pretty much copied them, I think. But yeah, Ryobi was the one who did it first, and that's some good shit. So definitely something to add to your preps because every minute that you're not spending on the side of the road dealing with something like that is a minute that
along with a full size spare. Don't go with a donut, especially if things go kinetic. You don't want to be riding around on a donut.
All right, gents. I gotta get
all right,
going.
So you gotta take off.
Yup. Like I said, it's round 2 of dental stuff for me. They called me yesterday evening and let me know they had a canceled appointment this morning that they could fit me into, and that way they can get me to surgery faster. So,
Very good. All right, brother. Take care.
Okay. See you guys later.
Yep, later. Joe, this is round 2 of the hard R. She's
What? Nigga, you're next. You're next.
what the fuck?
Remember, this is the side that preaches to us about love, tolerance,
That's right.
and acceptance. Yet this woman is out here calling
Federal agents. Oh, he's gonna say it.
federal agents niggers.
He said it, not me. I got a pass on that one, Joe. I mean, it's amazing how the true hatred in our heart comes out, right? It's, like everything that they do is supposedly about like, hey, we need to be tolerant, we need to accept the other, all this kind of stuff. But when it comes right down to it, it's a core group of essentially white women who have nothing but hatred in their heart.
And nothing better to do, right? Just
time on their hands and hatred in their heart. That's exactly right, Joe. You hit it.
Can you imagine being their husbands and coming home to these harpies every day? Wow.
I mean, like when I married my wife, I was not looking to marry an Asian woman or a foreigner. But man, when I see stuff like this, I feel like I dodged a huge fucking bullet potentially.
Yeah. What's funny is that they say the same thing when they're like, yeah, but then who's going to pick the strawberries or who's going to do the roofing? And it's like, these are like racist comments you are making. Your strawberries will cost more. So you admit that we pay illegals less money.
You only want them for the cheap labor. That's what you're telling me.
No. Well, that's what you literally just said. You literally just said that. Yeah, they don't get it.
Well, one thing that J Cal over on the fucking lying leftist member of the All In podcast says he said that like one of the things that you could do, and he thinks this is like this one thing would fix the entire problem, and he's fucking stupid if he thinks it. Make all like some sort of e-verify where like you literally have to like put all of your workers into a system, right? And then check it against the federal government. Now they're supposed to do that. I think the problem is they use fake Social Security numbers, right, Joe? And then the other thing is that they just don't fucking do it. They don't care.
Well, the other thing is that now businesses do all the paperwork online. It used to be you had a chance because you actually had to go in and present a fake ID with your photo on it, which was hard. Now you get sent a link when you get hired anywhere now, and you do it all online, and you just have to set your ID on your printer and scan it in, right? So it doesn't even have to look like you anymore. So E-Verify checks it and says, okay, yep, you're good. But it's not actually you.
Well, so I think the step that he's missing here, right, is when you go and you raid a business. Let's say you raid a construction site, right, and it's there's like Acme Construction Company has got a site, and you raid it and you find 15 illegals there, and there's a law that says they have to use E-Verify, and they didn't, right? Now, if you were to hold them financially, like, okay, it's $1 million fine per illegal we find on your job site, right?
It's actually $5,000 per day per illegal.
I'd make it $5 million per day. No, I'm just saying.
You look at a company like Tyson, they just write the check,
right?
And it's a whole lot.
That's the problem is that if it's low enough to where they could just write the check, then it just needs to be higher, I think. But no Democrat
need to actually do it. The problem is they very rarely actually charge the company with it. And what you need to do is arrest the HR manager and say, hey, I know you submitted your documents online, but I actually need to see them because I have to sign this form. Right.
Rich Turner says, yes, they do a e-verify. We are dealing with this currently. New stuff coming down as well from Idaho. So yeah, I think the states can get involved in this, and I think this could be a big moneymaker if you start really fucking enforcing the fucking laws that are already on the books. Gosh, Joe, what a fucking amazing idea! I can't believe somebody would actually enforce a law. All right. So I got so this is our transition period. By the way, it looks like the show will go early today, unless you guys have got some other stuff you want
Jay
me
Clark
to do.
makes a good point, though. I want to bring this up. They're still saving money because the check they write for the fine is still less than the amount they saved by hiring illegals.
Yeah, so maybe it needs to be something stupid like $1 million a day or something.
And I remember in the 80s and 90s, a week didn't go by when a Tyson plant didn't get raided for illegal.
INS was a fucking thing back then. I mean, like, because they actually went after those fuckers. I remember when I lived in INS detained and deported our favorite taco shop guy. And like his cousin came in and worked for like 2 weeks. And then like, after 2 weeks, all of a sudden our favorite taco guy showed back up. Oh yeah, I had to come back up again. It's a pain in the ass, but
no, I came back legally this time. No, you didn't. Yeah, INS was legit when it was around because you would be on a plane that day. I remember we had a big problem with employees at a place I worked from West Africa. They were all illegals, and I caught this one who was here. She was 8 months pregnant. She was hoping to have her baby there so she could stay. And when I was talking to the INS guy, because I actually went through the I-9s, and she lost her purse one day and left it in the break room. Someone brought it to me.
Yeah.
So I opened up the purse to see whose it is, and her little so the green card fell apart. I'm like, they're not supposed to do that. And did some checking, found out it was fake, had a conversation with her, she told me where she got it and all that stuff. And so I'm talking to the INS guy. I'm like, but look, man, I know you guys are coming out here today, but she's like literally 8 months pregnant. He goes, she'll be on a plane back by Friday. Don't care. They were much faster back then. So
Forge and Freedom TV says, I watched the episode of the Alan podcast with Jay Cal. He wants to go from hands-on solution we are currently seeing to a bigger and broader. Yeah, of course he does, because he's a fucking liberal and he thinks that government laws and government rules are the answer to everything. If the rules are important, you got to get out on the street and actually enforce them. I think before we add anything new to the books, we just enforce the laws we have. Did he come back with a different name? If he had a different name on his papers, I don't know what it was. It's not like I was asking for it. Let me have your papers before I order a pollo asado burrito. It was his evil twin. That's probably right. All right. So this next one is a transition clip between our current topic and the next topic here. Joe, sometimes these kind of things just pop out of the ether and they just really work. So let's give this gal a listen. She got a nose piercing and dreads. So I was hesitant before pushing play.
Let me just say that dreads are not a fashion choice. They're just laziness.
Yes.
Yeah. Dirty.
The lack of hair washing is what it is. All right.
If I see one more person comparing what is happening in Iran to what is happening in Minneapolis, I'm going to lose it. It is such a brain-dead comparison. The Iranian revolutionaries are living under a dictatorship.
By the way, I just want to say, Joe, the reason why I saw her and I saw what it said at the top, and I was like, I don't know about this. And then I noticed it said she had Thomas Sowell on her shelf back here.
Oh yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll give her a listen.
They have no free speech and no ability to vote, so they have no way to make changes in their country without rising up against their government. In the US, we have a democratic process. We vote for our president and for our representatives. Plus, if we don't like a policy, we have the ability to speak out and advocate for change. In Iran, the revolutionaries are targeting murderers within their government. In Minneapolis, people are setting up barricades to block the streets to set up lawless autonomous zones. They're vandalizing private businesses and assaulting anyone that they think might be associated with ICE. These two situations are not the same at all. And the fact that none of these leftists spoke out in support of the Iranian revolutionaries shows that they know the difference, even if they won't admit it. They know that harassing employees at Target and intimidating people trying to go to church is different than trying to overthrow a government that hangs dissidents, kills protesters in the streets by the thousands, and blacks out the internet to hide what they're doing. They're trying to confuse you so you feel like you have to support their insane cause. You don't. We can be critical of ICE without pretending that the senseless chaos in Minneapolis is justified. In fact, we should be vocal about the differences so that we're not adding fuel to the fire of what's happening in Minnesota, and we don't take away from the true bravery that is on display in Iran.
I mean, pretty damn well said.
Just wash her hair, I could take her seriously.
And take out that fucking nose ring, little lady. This is a great example of the kind of don't judge a book by its cover, right? If I saw this gal walking, opposite of me in the grocery store or something like that, I wouldn't, say anything or be rude or anything, but I would absolutely think she has a different point of view than what she just expressed. So, it's always worth giving people, an opportunity to express themselves before you pass judgment. It's almost like there's a book about us that somewhere that will teach us, like, about
Weird.
not judging people or lest you be judged. Anyway, all right. Anyway, I thought that was pretty good stuff, and it kind of nicely dovetails into Iran, which is our second topic for today. All right. Iran is still treading water. So what do I mean by that? Basically, we've got new things have happened since the other day, but even the things that are kind of bubbling up in the news right now aren't even new, right? Like the warning that we'll get into here in a second. But we're seeing further action both in the Gulf and in the Arabian Sea. So let's get into this here. This first X post is from War Monitor. Iran situation update. Let's get it up on the screen. Iran situation update. The U.S. increased tempo of airlift largely. 24-hour base operations in Germany is to aid this. Mainly air defense delivered THAAD and Patriot systems. I saw a post, Joe, that they sent 2 C-5s over there. Here's what I thought was miraculous about that is the fact that you had 2 C-5s able to fly at the same time, going in the same direction. Talk about a maintenance hangar queen right there, the C-5. God love it. It's fucking huge, but man, it's a fucking bear on maintenance. Let's see. Iran seized 2 ships in the Persian Gulf. We'll talk more about that here in a minute. And attempted to board a U.S. ship with gunboats and drones. Was stopped by a U.S. naval escort. I think we talked about that one the other day. Iranian drones continue flights around the Gulf of Oman, flying very close to carrier strike group. One Shahed 139 was shot down by an F-35 after getting too close to the carrier. U.S. reconnaissance MQ-14C, if I can learn to read there, and the P-8 Poseidon aircraft runs around the Persian Gulf. Interestingly, flew one more south over the Gulf of Oman, likely looking for Iranian submarines and drones. Talks are to take place on Oman on Friday, despite uncertainty, although Iran continues to refuse to discuss proxy or missile stockpiles, so unlikely. I wonder, Joe, if some of the kind of the rhetoric that's out in the environment here in the last 24 hours isn't to kind of like heighten the tension going into these negotiations. Like, listen, we're ready to fucking pull the trigger, motherfucker. If you don't want to talk about this shit, then we're done talking and we're ready to go. I wonder if maybe some of that is that.
Yeah, but we have a long U.S. history of not tolerating attacks on our ships. So something needs to be done about that.
Yeah. Let me get the super chat real quick. Lance Corporal Veteran for $5 says there's unwashed dreads hair and hers, which is most likely twisted hair dreads. Yeah. I mean, what she's doing is she's putting that there's product that African American gals who twist the dreads put in, and it does it on purpose. So yes, it is not her skin oil and all that kind of shit, but still, that's what I think of when I see that. The worst are the fucking white guys with dreads. Oh. And you can smell them. You can smell them like from halfway across the room. All right. Oh yeah. Here's a good picture of a C-5 here. Look at that. It's a good looking aircraft, but unfortunately,
I'm
they
always
don't crash.
amazed they can get off the ground. You know?
They're amazed they can get off the ground. I tell you what's cool is it's actually a double deck. The whole like length of the aircraft, Joe. I don't know if you've ever been in one before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You flew one? Yeah. So I mean, chat. If you're not tracking, it's so tall in the middle, right? It's as tall in the main cargo area as the full height of a C-17, and then on top of that, it has a full kind of passenger deck, all the length of the aircraft. And it's got, I can't remember, Joe, do you remember if it was like 8 seats across or something like that? Or is it 6 seats across?
There's a couple different configurations, but it's about, it's 8. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, that's when it carries troops, a lot of times that's what they'll have the troops up there and then some vehicles and pallets and whatnot in the holes. So usually now they don't do troop carrying that much. It's mostly for, strategic airlift for specific systems like the Patriot or THAAD or something along those lines. All right. Let's see. So the big thing that's been popped up in the news in the last 12 hours is this. This is the U.S. virtual embassy. This is the embassy in the Matrix between Iran and the U.S. And on here, you'll see this prominently displayed security alert, right? Everybody's kind of talking about this. Evidently, Marco Rubio basically pointed to this, I think, yesterday, and several other people were talking about it. But ultimately, what this is, when you click on it, it says right here, February 5th, 2026, right? They've updated it, Joe.
Oh, did they?
Look at the date has changed. It was 15 January earlier before the show started.
Yeah, no, this one was originally January 13th. They're just updating what land border crossings are open and what ones are closed.
Yeah, that's right. As of Thursday, February 5th, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this warning has been out since January, but they have updated it recently and they have kind of reiterated. Is it new? Well, no, but it's been updated, and then they're kind of pushing the reply button on it to get it more widely out there. This is what I mean by that kind of saber rattling, right? Like that soft saber rattling. We're not saying we're going to hit you, but we're saying all of our people should get the fuck out of Dodge. Because that's what happens. That's kind of like that, that neo where they're not actually neoing anybody, but it's a kind of ordered departure.
Yeah,
I can't remember what the terminology when it's not an actual neo. Anyway, so it says here, increased security measures, road closures, public transportation disruption, and internal blockage are going on. The government of Iran continues to restrict access to mobile, landline, and national internet networks. Leave Iran now. Have a plan for departing Iran that does not rely on the U.S. government help. You're on your own. Flight cancellations and disruptions are possible with little warning. Check directly with your airlines for updates. If you could not leave, find a secure location within your residence or another safe building. Have a supply of food, water, medications, and other essential items. So anyway, very interesting. This has become, it says here it's a travel advisory level 4. Do not travel. So big things going on. I think this is part of a kind of a unified communication plan to put pressure on Iran going into these talks that they're getting ready to have. On Wednesday, we talked about the Joe. What was it? What was the name of the ship? It was a U.S. It wasn't a merchant marine, was it? It was like a contract ship.
No,
right?
it's just a merchant vessel. I don't have the name of it, but it's a fleet oiler. That was the one that was attempted to be boarded. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. But the destroyer kind of showed up and says, GTFO, and the Iran. Yeah. All right. This is IRGC says it seized 2 oil tankers in the Persian Gulf carrying roughly 1 million liters of smuggled fuel. That's annoying. Let me turn that audio off. There we go. So we've got essentially Iranian. That looks like a Black Hawk, right? Actually, right there. This is. I think this is when. No.
I don't know.
Isn't that a Black Hawk?
Well, they have a version. They can buy Bell helicopters anywhere.
But you see where the back wheel is, like it's in the middle of the boom.
Yeah.
That's the Seahawk version.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the civilian ones have that configured. Anyway, irregardless of whether or not this is Iranian footage or not, and I know that's not a word, Chad. Don't get on me. IRGC says it sees 2 oil tankers in the Persian Gulf carrying roughly one.
Well, I can tell you how we know it's not Iranian footage. They don't use the English word unclassified.
Right. That's actually what I noticed first. Then that made me look at the aircraft. All right, let me. So this is an interview.
Absolutely ludicrous in Iran.
I know. Look how big that bill is, man. I swear to God, and talking about a fucking duck bill, brother.
It's so in all their stuff.
So basically, this is a bunch of him talking. So there was no need for us to play the video, but they said they seized 2 tankers in the Persian Gulf carrying roughly 1 million liters of smuggled fuel, detaining around 15 foreign crew members. State media says the crews have been handed to judicial authorities. Joe, have you heard any details about the identities of these ships or anything else beyond that?
No, I've been looking too, and nobody has anything. They do know what happened, but they don't give the names. I'll double
now
check.
these are super secret special Iranian ninjas that work for an unnamed portion of the IRGC. I mean, I'm telling you, Joe, like these guys look like for real tier 1 operators here. I don't know. Maybe we should have called the whole Iranian thing off when they have guys that have 2005 era black drop willow holsters and basic pattern AKMs. Actually, that's probably an AK 101.
These guys are literal ninjas.
Literally with Oakley sunglasses, I might add.
I'm surprised they're not wearing pit vipers, but
that's true. That's true. This guy's got it's in broad daylight, but he made sure he had his helmet light on. Now, that being said, he's entering a craft, so maybe he needs it for that. But hey, if you can't afford nods, might as well get a helmet flashlight. All right. Let's see here. We got more. So there's a little saber rattling on the Iranian side going on. Breaking: Iran's Khorramshahr 4 hypersonic missile has been put into combat service, according to Fars News. So that's them basically saying, "Don't fuck with us. We'll get you, Israel, or America. You can't stop this with your fads and your patriots." The missile reaches a speed of Mach 17 and has a 2-ton warhead. The warhead can maneuver in space. It's almost like I feel like they think that they invented this or something.
Well, I don't know about that. I think that they're trying to prevent an American response by saying, "Look what I have."
Yeah, please do that. By the way, it looks like they're targeting Israel. By the way, they're based on where that's going. Oh, and it hits the radar. Oh shit! I didn't share any of that video, did I?
No.
My bad. See, Watcher. This is why I watch her. He's way better at this. All right, I'm sorry. Here is here is the Iranian animation. On this, some oddly generic string music here, synthesized strings.
Still no video.
God damn it! One day I'll be a proficient host, and then I'll probably have a heart attack the day after.
Like, we've never actually tried this, but this is how it's supposed to look.
Exactly right. It's like this is our computer models that we had. We had a high school kid make this for us while using AI systems. Oh boy! I mean, it's like if only we had something similar to this, Joe. I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do. Yeah, 6R, you're right. You're 100% right. This is so scary.
Yeah. Of course,
Iranian Kerbal. Kerbal space. Looks like Kerbal space, yes. By the way, if anybody knows this reference, put that in the chat. That's it. Talk about an obscure reference. It's a numbered thing. Is the that's the only hint I'll give you. Anyway,
yeah, that's pretty scary. It's very intimidating. Very intimidating.
Joe, I know. It's okay. You'll be okay.
Yeah, you know what? I actually think that whoever said that in the chat is right. That's a Harbin Z20 knockoff of the Blackhawk. Based on how far down that wheel goes, it does look like the Harbin.
Okay. So yes, first one that I saw in the chat that was able to get there. User, and I'm not going to say your name because that seems hard. I can't pronounce real words, much less your made up bullshit name. All right, this next one here. Share screen and push the button, do that, and then here we go. It popped right up. Look at that. See, I know how to do it. It's just I got to do it. I will say that Scott Bessner looks like he looks weird as fuck here. I'll just blow him up here for a second. I mean, he is a weird looking dude. I mean, and his mid, his pause is mid statement. That's pretty weird looking. Let's give a listen to what he had to say.
Treasury and what we have done is created a dollar shortage in the country. At a speech at the Economic Club of New York in March, I outlined the strategy. It came to a swift and I would say grand culmination in December when one of the largest banks in Iran went under. There was a run on the bank. The central bank had to print money. The Iranian currency went into free fall. Inflation exploded. And hence we have seen the Iranian people out on the street. We will continue.
People in the chat, in the comments of this video, Joe, say, oh, it's a false flag. It's not a false flag when you are the ones taking credit for the economic hit job you did on the Iranian economy.
Right.
Right. This is what you call money as a weapon.
Monitoring all the partners, all the Iranian partners. The good news, Senator, is that we have seen, and we can see it with our fencing, the Treasury.
So, they use the tools at our disposal to fuck them up. I mean,
good plan. Good plan.
All right. Let's see. What do we got next here? Oh yeah, Joe. I don't know if you saw this video. Here's the thing. I'm seeing a lot of, this is definitely propaganda coming out from the kind of. I think it's mostly the ethnic Persian, Reza Pahlavi kind of side, especially the pro-West. Both pro-West in Iran, but also the Western Iranians who support the former Shah. There's a lot of them are basically saying this right here. Iranians inside Iran burn mosques to the ground because they rose up against the religion of Islam itself, not only the Islamic regime. That's why Western progressive leftists are dead silent. Now,
I've addressed this multiple times. They've burned a mosque, just one, and it's the one associated with the Ayatollah.
Right. So that's the only one we've seen documented. There have been claims that other religious schools and other facilities have been burned, but this is the only one that I saw. And I thought it was an interesting that I hadn't seen this video before, so I don't know if this is a different mosque or if this is just a different angle of the same mosque. What I don't think we've seen it. This is the problem with Iran right now. It's impossible to know when any of these videos are taken. So
I would point out, if you look at the name of that account and you see the Star of David and you see the name.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I would probably not go with what Mossad has to say on this.
Right. Well, you give Mossad credit, Joe. They actually know fieldcraft. They wouldn't let her put that on there. She's one of those free riders, the free associators.
Yeah.
So let's see, 50,000 of, let's see, 50,000. What is this? Let's see what this is. 50,000 of 75,000 mosques closed in Iran before the street protests. I don't believe any of this because
I say this all the time. It's the internet. People just say things with
exactly right,
no factual basis.
Yeah, here's the thing. I can believe that there is a resistance to Islam within Persian society, especially secular Persians. But at the same time, to say that they were fucking drinking the Kool-Aid for the last 40 years. So,
and here's the caution I would give everybody. Yeah, it's cool to see them standing up for themselves in an attempt to overthrow the Ayatollah. But the day after they do that, they'll be back in the streets chanting "Death to America."
I think before they rally around America, I think what they'll do is they'll tear each other to shreds within the country. You know what I mean? I think we're
going to rally around America. I said the exact opposite.
Oh, I mean, rally against. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, rally against America. I think they'll tear themselves apart.
Listen, pyrometrics. Yeah, we can believe it on Monday because that's when we get the check. Come on, dude.
I know, right? I mean, come on. I'm not.
We got to pay the bills, man.
Somebody said in the beginning of the show, what was it?
Farsi Friday.
Farsi Friday, brought to you by Mossad Monday. All right. Anyway, yeah, I think it's Joe, it's like anything, whether it's Russia, China, Iran, be careful what you wish for because you just might get what you're asking for with these leadership changes. And as we saw with Syria, talk about a fucking painful death row to the end of the Assad regime. Like I said it here on this channel, I think looking back on it, Assad may have been the best, the lesser of all evils.
Just like Gaddafi, right? Guy might not have been a good dude, but he was what those people needed. And
the irony about Gaddafi is he actually kind of, I won't say he came to Jesus in the end, but he was doing what we asked him to do.
He was a linchpin that was holding Africa together. And now, oops, nothing is holding Africa together. Interestingly, though, man, I had a point and I lost it. Disregard. It was there and then it was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should take a victory lap on that now that you brought it up. We said from the very first day that HTS taking Syria or taking Damascus did not end the Syrian civil war. And everyone else in the media took a lap saying, oh my God, the Syrian civil war is over. But is it? Nope.
Right.
Still goes on just like it was beforehand.
The Kurds are still fighting. And here's my understanding is that the Syrians slowed their roll because once the Kurds kind of got their shit together, they're pretty much holding the line at this point.
Yep. Somebody said, Duke of Malta, Rick says Saddam too, to an extent. Once the guy starts gassing his own people, we can't continue to support that guy.
I mean, you're not wrong about this, Derna, but at the same time, it was Hillary Clinton and that who actually opened the gate that let the lions out. No. They were in their cage until they weren't. Stormy says, for the ladies, my best friend was part of Pete's security detail this week. I'm trying to get pics. Also, he was supposed to tell Pete to check out the fangirls in the CFC chat. Oh
Yeah, y'all got a lot of control days ago.
A couple weeks,
And
right?
please tell Georgia Maloney, ladies.
I mean, come on, you're right. He's no Georgia Maloney. That's right. All right. Let's see. We got here. Joe, this is my last one. We may return the people to their regularly scheduled day a little on the early side.
Yeah, that's good. I think I have a call coming up about an event here in a couple of weeks. So,
satellite imagery analysis by the New York Times shows Iran quickly repaired ballistic missile sites hit last year while making only limited repairs to major nuclear facilities struck by Israel and the United States. That suggests missiles and not nukes are Iran's short-term priority. Yeah, well, here's the thing. The nuclear infrastructure, there may be backup nuclear infrastructure that they're putting all their energy into. So that's first things first. That being said, the nuclear infrastructure is a lot harder to rebuild than
although last Sunday, S2 Underground put out a pretty long video on this, and he actually analyzed satellite images of the tailings, what they brought up from underground at some of the sites, and there's actually bigger piles of debris. So what that would indicate is there was some underground repair going on. You just can't see it on satellites. There's a giant pile of rock and rubble that they pulled out. So
now this shows the destroyed buildings from last summer, and then now these are in January they're repaired. Damage caused by June strikes, new roof, building. What's interesting is they would repair these buildings, Joe, on the exact same sites. I have a hard time believing they wouldn't just move the facility to a new site, Well,
all it is put roofs up. Roofs up doesn't mean there's anything going on in that building.
That's a good point. Isfahan Tunnel Complex, tunnel entrance, January 2020, January 24th, 2026, February 1st, 2026, earth cover. So basically it looks like they've covered that area up. Now that doesn't mean, that could just be like a covering, that makes it hard, basically gives it a layer of earth to protect it. Because that's there doesn't mean that you can't drive into there. But, this actually does look like it's piled up and potentially blocking the entrance. So I don't know. I'm not an expert on this kind of shit. All right, Joe. Anything else? What do you think the weekend looks like?
I think that you're going to see more unrest in Minnesota than people thought they were going to. I think that they'll be back in force because it is the weekend, and we'll see what happens. And as they start to surge more agents into Virginia and Maine, watch for some unrest there too.
Yeah, I mean, it's Joe, for me, there's so many things that could, there's so many plates spinning right now. You know what I mean? And it's not just the ones we talk about with Minnesota. I mean, because like the domestic thing could literally spark out. It could be LA that blows up. And same thing with Iran. We're focusing on these ballistic missiles, and we're focusing on it's hard to really pin down the plate that's going to drop. But invariably a plate drops in these situations. And in the case of Trump, it's in the middle of the night. He basically decides whatever his line is, it gets crossed. And he gives them the thumbs up, and then shit starts to happen. So
nice. It's gonna be an interesting couple of weeks. We have that to deal with. And we also still have the other shoe to drop on Iran. The other bomb to drop on Iran.
That's right. All right, guys. That's all I got. Appreciate you guys. Joe, thanks for being here. Chat, you guys were awesome as always. Too bad Watcher couldn't hang out for the rest of the show. If you haven't done already, please like the channel, subscribe, hit the bell for notification. Let your buddies know that you're getting good stuff from the Council of Future Conflict. If you would, we'll be right back on Monday. So join us. And until then, stay safe.